Oh, there are humans here. Look, I'm zoomed out so far. 0 people here.
It's okay. It's because it wasn't scheduled. And people have to get the notification, which takes like 3 minutes.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, just about. Sometimes longer.
Oh, I guess I can start talking. Today I'm pulling a lathe apart.
Is that good?
I don't know. Yeah.
Do you want back up more?
Are you gonna be here or are you leaving?
Well, I'm gonna come back, but I have to get the cinnamon rolls out of the.
You have cinnamon rolls? I want cinnamon rolls.
Yeah, that's fine.
Your camera does way better video than mine. You know, when you were videoing me moving the thing, and then it switches to my camera, it's like, oh, wow. I think I need to start using my better camera.
Yeah.
Even though I don't want to wreck it.
Right.
But if I never use it, what's the point of
having it?
having it?
Yeah, what's the point of having it?
I don't know. What's the point of having it?
That's kind of stupid.
Can you make comments show up so I can?
Oh, yeah, you should be able to see them when they make comments.
Oh, someone makes a comment?
Yeah, it'll pop up.
All right. So anyway.
Brazil, tell us, Frederico, Brazil.
Does that mean this person is from Brazil?
Adoseo Feast Coast says hello. Yeah, I think Brazil.
I can read from here.
Okay.
Oh, you think I can't read?
I was gonna say because I can make it bigger, but.
So today.
Okay.
I'll be back. I don't know how long a thing we're going to, because right now I'm in my workshop on Deshaina's Island, and there's no plugging here.
Right.
And that's because I'm taking apart this here lathe.
I'm just gonna adjust this so that it doesn't fall over. So give me a second.
And the reason I'm doing this is I'm clearing out my workshop here and taking everything to my island. Well, that's not the only reason.
Because I said, get out of here, you crazy person.
You should aim it that way, because I'm not going to go over there. I'm going to have to get the bolt in that right there.
Okay.
So yeah, Deshaina was like, I had enough of your crap. You need to get your stuff out of here. Actually, it's because
before I blow it all up.
Well, I want to get all my tools and stuff out of here, which is mostly empty now, except for like this lathe and like a big planer, table saw, jointer. That might be all that's back there, and a bunch of other industrial fans and stuff that I picked up who knows where. But once I get all this stuff to my house, well, then I can take this building and put it somewhere else. This is a fiberglass dome, 18 feet diameter, 10-foot ceiling. Yeah, which is like 5 meters by 3 meters ish, something like that. Someone wishes they could help. Do you have Hercules powers or Hulk powers? Because like this lathe altogether weighs something like 1,500 pounds. So I'm taking it apart to get it down to like 500-pound pieces. But it would be beautiful if someone could just be like, just take the whole thing. Although I wouldn't. No, I guess I could put that much weight on my boat. That would be pushing it, but I could. So what am I going to talk about today? I'm supposed to do a monologue at the beginning of all these, right? So I did have something to talk about. So last week I got frustrated, right? And I showed my frustration. And why did they put this where I can't even get it? So anyway, so several people were like, oh no, Jaimie, don't get frustrated. And, you know, we live in a society now where if someone gets frustrated, like we have this knee-jerk reaction to say, oh no, don't get frustrated. Oh, calm down. Oh, just relax. Everything's fine. Look how dirty my hands are. But I think that's because people are not understanding the point of frustration. And I think one of the big reasons that we're kind of trained to shun frustration is because of how useful frustration is and what it does. And the people who want to convince us to not show frustration, you know, kind of control our society with just, you know, constant peer pressure and stuff. Anyways, what is frustration? What is the point of it? Like, why does it exist? Why is it there? This is one of those many instincts we have that we kind of push aside thinking it's primitive or whatever, but it's very useful. So when something bad happens, I'll just use myself as the example. So when something bad happens once, I'm like, oh, I gotta make sure that doesn't happen again. I don't get frustrated or anything. It's just like, whatever, things happen. If it happens again, then I'm like, oh, didn't correct properly. All right, let's try this again. When it happens a dozen times, like the same mistake, the same problem keeps happening over and over and over, at some point, I'm just like, okay, now I'm frustrated. And when I get frustrated, that makes me really focus on the thing, on the problem. And that means that I can then solve it in a way that I wouldn't have been able to if I wasn't so like laser beam focused on it. And that's the point of frustration. The point of frustration is to motivate us to make changes. So we should not be shunning our frustration or like putting it aside or something. Like frustration is so useful in terms of making changes. And I can think of so many things in my life that have happened partly or even largely because of frustrations. And, obviously frustration isn't the only reason for people to make changes. It's not the only motivation, but it is a huge one. And like a lot of my lifestyle now is the result of being frustrated with what I was born into. And, I just found everything around me so frustrating to the point where I was like, I need to make a change. And I just got angry and upset. And I was like, that's it. I got to do something. And that's what frustration does for you. It's like, oh, that's it. I got to do something. I got to make a change. So, yeah, frustration is super useful. Another thing I want to mention is there's a guy who watches these. He's usually here every week. And his brother's got cancer. Oh, man, I just want to send some good wishes. Like worst nightmare that can happen to you. And when something horrible like that happens to you, at first it's like, no. And then it's like, I just got to fight my way through hell and hope I can get out the other side. So to this guy's brother, I hope you can fight your way through hell and get out the other side to something better. Because he's not a very old guy or anything. And, anyone can get cancer. And, it's just, I hope you battled your way through it, and I hope you get through. Okay. I think that's all the stuff I have to talk about right now. Oh, no, I've got another thing. I think I may actually have to make a specific video about this next thing. Some of the people who've been watching for a while will understand why. Do I look weird right now? I feel like I look weird. This is weird lighting in this building. Anyway, I got a ladder. How did I get a ladder? Oh, you're bringing me water?
I'll touch it. I'll just hold it.
Oh.
Your hands look kind of gross.
Oh, thanks so much. That was beauty. Can I get that kind of service all the time? No. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, ladder. So for anyone who's new to the game, new to the show or whatever we're talking about here, when I was building Deshana's house, which is right there, big concrete dome, 3-story concrete dome, while I was building it, I was, showing videos. And people kept saying, oh, you need to get a ladder. You need to get a ladder. And I kept saying, no, I don't need a ladder. I just need to stand on the floors of the building as I build them. No, you need to get a ladder. You need to get a ladder. And then it became this big thing. Jaimie, you got to get yourself a ladder. And now there's been so many references. Even in my movie, the Adventure Builder movie, there's a reference to it. Anyway, it kind of became a thing where it's like, Jaimie will never get a ladder. But now I've got a ladder. But I did not buy it brand new. I got it for about $15. It's like a big aluminum ladder, like maybe 10 feet tall, 12 feet tall. I'm not sure how tall it is because it's bent in half. It's one of those ones that goes like this, but then the whole thing is like, and that's why I got it for $15 because it was at the scrapyard. And that's another exciting thing. Yesterday I went to town, and every time I go to town, I go by. Ooh, Tomaters loves the lathe. I know, isn't it nice? I can't believe I got this thing here. Some dude in the States who was watching some of my videos gave it to me. And yeah, I just had to ship it down here, which was like, man, it was a huge ordeal getting it here. But I'm so happy that it's here. Now I just have to get it from here to my island. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. So yesterday I was in town, and every time I go to town, I stop by the scrap metal guy's place, and I've already gone through 2 different scrap metal guys. The first scrap metal guy I found in town, it took me like months to track this guy down. But when I finally found him, he was a super cool dude, and we had all these cool conversations because he liked to build things, and we were always talking about the things we built and stuff. And then he would sell me scrap metal for like really cheap. And then he ended up moving away. And then there was this other guy who runs like a vegetable stand and also gets scrap metal to sell somewhere. And I got him to sell me some of it, but then he stopped doing the scrap metal. And I was like, ah. And then one day I'm driving my wheelbarrow down the street and I'm like, oh, I see some guys with some scrap metal. And then sure enough, it was like guys dropping off a bunch of scrap metal. This guy had a big scale. He was weighing it on. And I looked behind like his house and it was just scrap yard. And I was like, oh, can I buy scrap here? And this conversation took a while because like I'm a white guy and I'm coming and trying to ask him to buy his garbage. And he was like, and I was saying in Spanish too, which I can say all of it, but he's like, I'm not sure you understand what you're saying. You're telling me you want to buy the metal. And I'm like, yes, I would like to buy the metal. He's like, all right. But then, we became kind of cool pals after that because I'd show up every couple weeks and he'd always have, he'd always put aside like aluminum stuff or stainless stuff because he knows that's what I'm looking for. Because, saltwater environment. Oh man, he had a lot of steel beams. That would have been really nice. But saltwater environment, this stuff rusts like crazy. So he'd always put aside stuff that doesn't rust. Anyway, that was, I don't know, a year ago. I also got a meat bandsaw, like a stainless steel bandsaw from him for like $150. I mean, it's damaged, but like all the important parts are there. I just have to replace a few things. Anyway, for the last 3 months, he's been gone. I don't know where he went, what happened. He was just gone. And every time I went, he wasn't there. And I was like, I missed him again. But every time for 3 months. And I was like, oh, maybe I lost my scrap metal guy. But yesterday I was in town and I went there and I found him and he lost a bunch of weight. And he said, yeah, I've been sick for 3 months. And I was like, oh man, talk to him. But then he was like, hey, I'm so glad you're back though. Here, I got some stuff for you. And I bought the aluminum ladder that was bent in half. And my first thought at looking at it was, I wonder what happened to the guy on top of the ladder. Oh, I hope there wasn't a guy on top of the ladder. Hopefully it's like just something fell and landed on the ladder and bent it or something. Or I hope someone was not on top of that when it, because that guy would have been hurt. But yeah, I also got a few other things. A really nice frying pan. It was like big stainless steel frying pan, like huge one. And it was Teflon coated, and the Teflon was all coming off. But since it's stainless steel, I can just like grind off all the Teflon or buff it off, whatever. That'll make it smooth. And then I'll have a stainless steel pan. I like it more without the stainless or without the Teflon anyway, because I just use it, like a cast iron pan, like season it. Oh, stainless steel pans are the best. Once you season them right, they're non-stick, like best pans you can have. Anyway, I got a big one of those, and then a bunch of other aluminum scrap. And he gave me a couple things that I didn't really want, but I was like, yeah, I'll buy them too, because I want to try to keep this guy happy because he sells me lots of cool stuff. So yeah, I got a $15 like big aluminum one of those ladders, and I just need to do some repairs on it. So now I have a ladder. Let's see what people are saying. Someone said greetings from Germany. Oh man, I better not touch the thing with my dirty fingers. I know a guy that knows a guy that may help you. Oh, no way. Need help moving that thing. Yes, new location. I'm in a workshop here. Yes, it is 110 volt lathe. I actually kind of asked the guy about that when he was sending it to me, because he had a bunch of stuff, like several lathes. And I was like, do you have something that's like 110 volts? And he was like, yeah, man, I totally got one of those. So that was beauty, because I'd like to just keep everything on 110, because then I don't need a second inverter. Listening to Jaimie on 2x speed makes his tangents very amusing. Oh, that's good. Maybe you should listen to it in 4 times speed, and you don't even have to
Yeah,
listen to
almost.
everything I say.
2 times the faster.
Hello from Norway. I think this is like the best thing about the internet. Like you can talk to people from like Norway and Germany and all over the place, in the States and all over. It's very cool. Jaimie is standing right there with a giant jar of chocolate milk.
I'm sorry, what was that?
If I hold it with the clean part of my shirt, can I have some?
Yeah. Stop touching my tablet with your dirty hands.
I wiped my finger off really well. Oh, I touched it with my dirty hands.
Just touched it with dirty hands. I just turned the oven off for the cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna take them on in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Can I drink the rest of this?
I guess so. Oh, you mixed it up first, though.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of chocolate in the bottom. I can see right there. Oh man, that's beauty.
All right, I'll bring you one.
No, I have one right here. Oh, a cinnamon roll?
Cinnamon rolls. And yes, I made you some specifically without sugar.
Okay, I tried to drink that really fast, so it's not like horribly irritating. I know, chocolate milk, right? Chocolate milk. Oh, I love chocolate milk. I don't have any milk products at my house, or any chocolate. So I guess occasionally I have cheese, but you know that doesn't last so long. If I get cheese, we just make like tons of pizzas and like gorge ourselves. Like, what was that Spanish thing they said? In Mexico, there's something they call that. There's a term for food coma. It's cerdo de. Oh, I can't remember now. Something about a pig though. Hi from Canada. Just curious, why do you do so much digging by hand when you have a bulldozer? Is it just not suitable for what you're doing? Yeah. So when I built the bulldozer, it was to basically flatten out the top of this island, which was like a ton of digging. So it was actually worth building a machine to do it. And that was basically just shoving, like I just needed to shove the dirt off the side, like down the hill kind of, like, you know, down the hill against the seawall. But it was basically just the digging I'm doing at my island right now. It's a little more complicated. Like I'm getting the dirt from the top and then going down this winding path that goes down and it goes kind of far and then putting the dirt. So the bulldozer wouldn't be as useful because I'd have to drive it pretty far and, you know, I'd be losing dirt. I was actually considering changing the bulldozer into a dump truck, which would be, I mean, it wouldn't need that much of a change that would be more useful to me right now than a bulldozer. Although at some point, you know, I mean, I don't know. The bulldozer is definitely useful for things, but yeah, the digging I'm doing right now, it's not very useful. And yeah, now I'm sitting here thinking of what machine I could use, because even if I make a dump truck, like it's gonna have to be pretty skinny to get down the path, and it's all downhill, so it's not like hard. Like once I have the dirt in the wheelbarrow, it's pretty easy to wheel it down there because it's all downhill. I actually have to pull it back so it doesn't drag me down the hill. Oh, and I made my son a wheelbarrow. Oh, it's awesome. He gets his dirt in his little wheelbarrow and he's like, and gets to the end of the path and it's like, all right. Interested how powdered milk is uncommon in the US, but it's everywhere in America and the Caribbean. Well, in a lot of places in Central America and maybe in the Caribbean too, people don't have refrigerators. Like around here, most people don't have refrigerators. So you don't have to refrigerate powdered milk. Plus, just the transportation of powdered milk is a lot easier than a whole bunch of like 1 gallon of powdered milk makes how many gallons of wet milk? I don't know. It would be a lot more to transport. And everybody has water, so that's probably the reason that it's more prevalent here. Because you know, in the States, everyone lives like within a mile of a grocery store. Not everyone, but like so many people.
I just wanted to see
You should come and show these. You can go right there. Oh, come on. Shannon just made cinnamon rolls. Show them. Those look delicious. I want some. And they don't have, those smell good. And they don't have sugar in them, do they?
These ones don't.
Oh, you made sugar ones too?
I made 3 with sugars that are mine. They're in a
So
tray.
I haven't been eating sugar for years, except like that chocolate milk had some sugar in it. So like the only time I eat sugar is like if I come to Deshana's house. She always like makes cookies and stuff. And most of the time I'm like, no, I don't want those cookies if they have sugar in them. But every once in a while I'm like, yeah, I'm just eating them anyway. But trying not to eat sugar because it's supposed to be good for you. But I'm not like crazy religious about it or anything. I'll eat some now and then, whatever. Question. Ooh. I keep thinking about an electric plane for the island. If I put together a couple concepts, could I share them with you? Yeah, I've actually been thinking about an electric plane too. Although I just want to build like a ground effect plane. I don't need to fly high or anything. I just want to zip along the surface of the water, like a foot off the water or whatever. Just although if I build that, maybe then I'll want to fly higher. But right now I don't care about flying high. I just want to zoom around. Which is, you don't need as much. You get a lot more lift when you're closer to the ground because of the ground effect. Anyway, cinnamon buns. Oh, hydrofoils. Yeah, kind of like a hydrofoil plane. Okay, and T.O. Dave asked hydrofoil. The reason I haven't gotten into hydrofoils, I mean, I played with it a little bit just to see like how practical it would be. And I was immediately like, this hydrofoil is kind of in the way. And, if I'm not up on the hydrofoil, it's sticking way down in the water. So that makes it so I can't get into shallow things unless I'm zooming, which means I got to be going like full speed to go through any shallow areas. But what if I need to like pull up to a shore or something? Okay, fine. Then I have to be able to pull the hydrofoils out. But if I make it so I can pull the hydrofoils out, then it's like extra complication of moving parts. And then when the hydrofoils are out, they're like in the way of everything. And I was just like, yes, you could make them fold up. Yeah. And it's just, at the moment, it just seems like it's not worth having hydrofoils. Now, maybe in the future, when I'm driving less cargo around, I might want to do a hydrofoil thing. Although I think I want to do a ground effect airplane more. And yeah, I mean, one of the big reasons no hydrofoils now is because I'm almost always carrying cargo. Anytime I go on a trip that would be long enough, that would be worth putting hydrofoils out. And then you also have to like make sure they're, in perfect condition all the time. They can't get any barnacles on them or anything, or they don't work. I don't want to make a helicopter for some reason. Why don't I want to make a helicopter? But yeah, I don't have any interest in making a helicopter. But an airplane, a ground effect, low flying airplane. That's what I've been thinking about. But who knows? Maybe if I get to that point, I'll want to build something else. Who knows? Oh, acronoplane would be most efficient. What's an acronoplane? I'm gonna have to look that up. T.O. Dave, what is an acronoplane? And am I even saying it right? Jaimie final moving his stuff to his island. Yeah. Well, not finally. I've been moving it little bits at a time, but now, like the last week and this week, maybe the last 2 weeks and this week, I've been like, increasingly getting my stuff out of here. So I don't want to touch the thing and aim it, but over here on the workshop, this was like packed, like out here. Well, my milling machine was right here, which is at my house right now. And then this was like just shelves all the way up with stuff. And all that's at my house. And now I've got a whole bunch of stuff like this. So this is just solid steel. It's just under 1/4 inch. I don't know, the 4 millimeter. Anyway, I have a whole bunch of steel things like this over here, and I need to move all that stuff. That'll be easy to move. It's just, I just have to take a lot of trips to the boat because it's a lot of steel. And I already have a bunch of like full buckets of nuts and bolts that I took over the other day. Anyway, okay. A chronoplane is the proper spelling. It looks like a helicopter, but the main rotor isn't actually powered. Oh, a gyroplane. That's what I know it as. Wait, what's Tomater's talking about? Oh, copter. Tomater sent me a link, but I obviously can't watch a link right now because I'm doing this. I wonder if a little rail system going down to the water would work. Well, I don't want to do a rail system. Well, I don't want to do a rail system because then you're locked to the rails, and if you want to change it, you got to move the rails. I'd rather just have something with good wheels, and it can go along, anywhere that's relatively smooth. So rails don't make sense unless I really need something to run like perfectly smoothly. Like a lumber mill. I'll put that on rails because it needs to cut like a real straight line. But if I'm just moving around, I'd rather just have like a wagon with some good wheels on it. Oh, you want to see some good wheels? I got some good wheels back here. Whoa. Bought these a while ago because they were, I don't know, it's one of these surplus places online. I'm always keeping an eye out for surplus places that have stuff. And these were actually one of the options to go on my bulldozer, but I ended up using some golf cart wheels, which are a little bigger than this. But I'll have to use these for something good. I have 4 of them. Maybe I'll make like a heavy wagon. Oh, that would be cool. A big wagon with big honking wheels. My kids will all get in it, and I'll drive them around all the time instead. I don't think I can eat that here. I have filthy hands.
Oh, here.
I'm just holding.
I'll make it really easy. Watch this.
Oh, God.
Take a bite. So, hey guys, how's it going? Jamie's mouth is totally full of food, so he can't really talk to you. So I'm going to talk to you instead.
Those are delicious.
Right? So, what's up, guys? Let's see. It's Sunday.
This is your sugar one?
What are you having for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending on where you are? How much did you miss me? I know a ton. Tomatoes, what's up?
That is so sweet.
I don't care.
Now that I don't eat sugar, like sugar tastes like
cinnamon.
disgusting.
Oh, on sugar usage, let's see what John Schlick says. On sugar, the usage stats for the 40s today are frightening. Yeah. Aw,
Yeah.
Jules. Breakfast burrito. Yes. Egg. Pizza. Awesome.
Wait, who's got pizza?
Oh, Space Jew. Happy Rosh Hashanah, dude.
Space.
What's up? Yeah. Here, this is Jaimie's. His has no sugar on it. Strawberry
Eric
oatmeal
is
for
giving
breakfast.
me crap that my stuff's been on your island.
Look, this one's mine. It has deliciousness, and I have some beef. So I'm gonna go eat my shalom. I'm gonna go eat my
Can you take this back too?
my food, but I wanted Jaimie to have some because
There is another thing happening today.
and I'm totally blocking his head.
We just got internet stuff. I'm gonna touch you with my dirty hands. We just got internet stuff to send internet to my island and our friend's island too. So next week I may be doing a live from my house, presuming, I set it up right. But we'll see. I mean, I should be able to set it up right, unless I'm an idiot. A teaspoon of sugar helps the medicine go down. I don't want medicine either. Make a Culticycles 4-wheeled bicycle tractor. Oh, yeah. I was thinking, well, I have a heavy-duty kid car that I've shown before that I haven't finished. Oh, I need to finish that. That's probably going to be pedal-powered that we could use as a tractor, although it's not geared down enough. But I was thinking about gearing it. I don't know. All right. So I kind of feel like I should go and get this thing apart and go take care of some stuff. Should I just leave this going? Do you guys want to sit here and watch me take this stinking thing apart? Or should I take off and get out of your face? Does anyone have any questions actually before I take off? Any more questions? Get to work. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm sitting here sending internet short distance. All right, I'll leave it on. Sending internet short distance. Well, we have to send, I think the farthest we need to send the internet is about 1 kilometer to the other island. to a friend's island. So I don't know, somewhere around like that distance. But the guy said that what we got will work over 3 kilometers. So we should have plenty. I want a mill, but used ones go for crazy money. Like a lumber mill, totally get one, or just build one, man. I did think about an electric jet ski. How bad does the salt water attack the metal? Oh my God, salt water is so bad for the metal. So all this steel here I got because some guy was getting rid of it, and I bought it really cheap. And yeah, I just got a whole bunch of steel really cheap. But normally I don't get anything normal steel that I can get either stainless or, you know, some aluminium alloy that's corrosion resistant. But like this thing and my milling machine will never go outside. So, I mean, like tools inside are okay. They don't get chewed up by the salt water. Although I am very conscious anytime I go swimming and come back in the house. Oh, I get dirt on my nose. Maybe I need more smears. I am very conscious anytime I go swimming and, you know, come in the house that I don't drip on or near any steel tools. So my workshop is like over there, and I'm like, I don't go near it when I have salt water on me. Because yeah, the salt water is just horrible for tools. Oh yeah, I said I was gonna get back to work. Right, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm not slacking off. Oh, I'm so slacking off. All right, I need to get this thing. So this top part of the lathe has 4 bolts that hold it on, and that's the easy part to get apart. But in addition to that, there is a belt that goes down to the motor. And just before you guys came on here, I was investigating disconnecting the motor. And the bolts come off pretty easily. And, you know, the belt comes off no problem. But then I was looking at the wiring. You know, it's got all the fancy stuff where it's got the wires going into a little box and stuff, and it's all connected real fancy and nice. And I was like, it's not going to be worth it to get the motor off. And then I remembered when I moved this thing into here, I did leave the motor connected to the bottom section. So I should be able to get this out of here with the motor connected. And I already got, you know, any of the tailstock off the lathe, not this part, the part that goes back there. And, you know, all my extra bits and pieces for the lathe, they're over there. So I'll take those. And after I get all that stuff, all that I have left is, you know, the stand and then the main part of the lathe itself. But man, this thing is heavy. I don't know how much it weighs. But like my milling machine, it's a small milling machine. It's like 400 pounds or so. But this one piece weighs more than my milling machine, I'm pretty sure. And then this thing does too. But I got them here somehow, so. And I definitely want them, so I'm motivated. All right, the wire goes on that bottom part. There. I need to remove this thing here because it's got a wire connected, but it looks like I can just take off a couple bolts and remove that. Let me just check if anyone's asking any questions I need to answer here. I used to turn bearings for tanks on a big machine. No way. That must have been crazy. Oil that lathe so it doesn't rust. Yes. As soon as I get it over there. I mean, when I first put it in here, I oiled the crap out of it. And it's still got like oil all over it. It's all greasy. This is why my hands are all filthy. And yeah, as soon as I get it set up at my house, I'm going to oil the crap out of it again. And I'll just oil everything and tell the kids not to touch it. Yeah. So Talia Rose, yeah, it was fun and super secret. Building these, man, turning bearings for tanks on a big machine. So did you like make the bearings and then they had to be heat treated? Like I'm presuming like the bearing part not the balls. You could have use for a trailer for the solar dozer. Yeah, well, I'm thinking of just making the solar dozer into a dump truck. So when I take it apart to get it off the island, which I'm gonna do hopefully pretty soon, when I put it back together, you know, I might just put it back together a little different. Change some parts and operate on it. Just make it into a dump truck, something that'll carry stuff. Because that'll be more useful to me right now than a bulldozer. Because the bulldozer was kind of a specific use thing. It was really nice for flattening out some ground. The other thing I could do with the bulldozer is turn it into like a front end loader. Because that would be useful. Although a straight up dump truck would hold more cargo at a time. I don't know. Once I get it out of here and it's all in pieces, I'll have to look at it and think about what I want to do and figure out what's going to be the most useful thing. I could make a front end loader and then make a trailer with those big wheels I was just showing back there. And yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. So at last I checked, everything on this lathe worked except there's I think the start capacitor is bad, so I need to get a new start capacitor. Although it may have been some problem with the electricity. The motor works though. There was some kind of electrical issue, but nothing serious. I should be able to fix it pretty easily. Okay, careful. Break stuff. Come on. Hey, what are you doing, Gibbs? Want to hang out?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, you can let me know if anyone has anything important to say.
Yeah.
If I need to answer any ridiculous questions.
Make sure to oil that lathe up before hitting the ocean.
Well, no, I'm just going to take it over. I don't need to oil it between here, like when I get on the boat. Because it's not wavy between here and there. It's pretty short distance to get to my island. And it's a calm day.
Ian would like to know if you would have enough space to turn a dump truck / front end loader around. Or I suppose you could build a little turnaround area.
Well, where?
I don't know.
Oh, where I'm putting the dirt?
I don't know. So.
Well, I was talking about changing the bulldozer into a dump truck or a front end loader.
Oh.
So it
Well,
depends
that's a
where
question.
I'm doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if I was doing like a front end loader or a dump truck, I might make it so I could drive it both directions.
He said, yeah, where the dirt is going.
Oh, where the dirt's going now, there's not enough space to turn around. There's not even enough space. The path isn't even wide enough to drive, you know, the bulldozer on it. But, you know, I would make it bigger.
I think my fans need to see me too. Sorry.
Oh, you can just move over.
Yeah, I know. I was trying not to block you.
Hey, don't kick my stuff. Or do whatever you want.
Hey, guys.
I think I need to get a board. This is how I got this up here.
I'm going to pretend like I'm my daughter for a minute.
Is that what she does? What's that, Aurora?
Bellatrix.
Bellatrix?
She's pretty hilarious.
So when I got this thing up here,
Hey, Jeff.
I had a big board from the ground up here and just kind of dragged it up. So I think I'll do that to get it back down. I do have a couple boards.
Thanks, Tomatoes.
What's Tomatoes doing?
I wore my special pink shirt today.
So Talia Rose
yeah.
used to use a big lathe to make tank bearings.
Cool.
I wonder if she said anything else about that.
No, she just said nice.
It would have been before.
Oh.
Anyway, that is cool. She said it was also top secret. That's actually one of the things I would really like to be able to make is a
Hey,
big,
Jaimie.
good quality bearing.
She says, yes, a big process, different metals. And Decatur says, hey, Jaimie, why don't you paint the walls inside your buildings to make it brighter indoors? It's
definitely bright enough. But
I think it's brighter in here than it might seem. Maybe.
Wait, is it this building that's not bright enough? We look pretty bright.
Yeah.
But he could be talking about in my house.
Could be talking about your house.
But yeah, it's good painting here. But
Hey, Ben!
it is pretty bright. I mean, I'm like, yeah, it's definitely bright.
El Del Sol says it seems like you could have a use for a trailer for the solar dozer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was talking about that earlier. Oh no, that's just heavy. That's what it is.
apparently Ben likes oils with added corrosive inhibitors like Corrosion X.
Corrosion.
Hi, Reed. John Schlick says on wall paint for concrete, look up a product called Rayco Skim Wall. It makes the walls light but also perfectly flat. It's a concrete product.
Huh.
Ian says apacho is Spanish for food coma.
Do you remember what the guy was saying the other day though? It's something de cerdo.
Malo de cerdo?
Mal de cerdo.
Mal de
Yeah,
cerdo.
mal de cerdo. That's what it was. Mal de cerdo.
Oh, Ben says he was a little worried since the live wasn't scheduled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, last week I got frustrated, so I was like, "Oh, I'm not doing a live this week. Ah, forget it."
Actually, last week very specifically, he fired me.
Yeah, you got fired.
And I am pretty much sure that I'm still fired.
Pretty much sure.
So I just wasn't really sure what to do about the live, so I just didn't.
I think you just decided to not do your job. You're just like, I'm not doing any more jobs.
Space Juice says,
done doing jobs.
what do you use to drill stainless, or do you ever need to drill it?
That's a good question. I drill stainless all the time. And when I first started drilling stainless, I'd use regular drill bits, and I was having so much trouble because it dulls the crap out of them, right? Look at my nose, I got crap on it.
Because you keep touching it.
Yeah, well,
With
I think I
your
only touched it once.
hands.
Okay, anyway, that's not the point. But now I drill stainless all the time, and I'm not totally sure what.
It's just Tomato says welcome, and then he said selcome. He said, damn it, I can't type.
So anyway, I drill stainless a lot, and I was thinking about this the other day when I was drilling a whole bunch of holes in some stainless thing, and it's easy now. And I think the difference is that I know that it's going to dull my drill bits, so I just keep resharpening them every few holes. And if you don't know how to sharpen your drill bits, you should totally learn. But if you know how to sharpen your drill bits and you're drilling stainless steel, make sure you get your drill bits real sharp. Just like if your drill bits are generally pretty sharp, just take your angle grinder, just touch them real quick, just to fine tune that edge, and then do your drilling nice and slow. Don't drill fast, and get lots of oil in there. And with stainless steel, I mean, people always say don't smoke your oil at all, but with stainless steel, and that most of the time the oil starts smoking, even if I'm going pretty slow, and it does dull the bits a lot faster. So I just keep tuning up the sharpening.
Apparently,
just keep sharpening them.
Uncle Dave, Theo Dave.
So if you get to the point where you're drilling stainless steel and it's not going, just sharpen real quick. And if you do it regularly, you just have to barely sharpen it, just a little bit. What?
Theo Dave, this is the only live he's caught.
Mm-hmm. Uncle Dave.
Let's see. Jared Swanson says, hey, from Washington State, love your videos. I'm glad you seem to be doing well. Quick question, thoughts on Starlink for internet? oh, Elon.
I don't know. We don't have it. We have internet.
I love our internet, actually. I don't think I would change it unless Starlink was significantly cheaper.
Well, it also uses a lot of electricity, right?
Yeah.
Like someone said 60 watts, or someone else said, oh, they got down to 43. Man, 43 watts, 24 hours a day. That's a lot of power. Man.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm happy with
I'm
Planet
fine.
Moss, so
We're fine,
I think we're gonna stick with them. Their price
Yeah.
is reasonable.
Yeah, the Starlink is way more than we're spending now, right?
Yeah. So.
Ooh, that guy's a question.
No, I think I asked it already.
Oh.
It was what do you use to drill stainless, and you just answered.
Yeah,
it.
I just use regular steel drilling bits. Sharpening bits are easy to do Using lubes is a good idea. I do. Oh yeah, you gotta use some lube, man. You don't wanna-
Mr. McGoover says maybe.
You don't wanna wreck any holes or anything.
Okay. Maybe stainless steel fat
You gotta be
tire.
careful when you're drilling them holes. You gotta keep them lubed up so you don't destroy that.
I thought this was a family-friendly show.
Oh, I'm just talking about drilling holes. You know, drilling holes.
Mr. McGoover says maybe stainless steel fat tire bicycles would be a big hit out there where corrosion is a problem.
Oh my god, if I could find a stainless steel bicycle, that would be amazing. Or a titanium one, or maybe even an aluminum one. But then it's gonna have all the parts that are steel.
Space Jew wants to know: are you familiar with EDM drilling / machining?
Oh god, I should be. Wait, EDM. Oh, acronyms. What does EDM stand for?
And then apparently.
Oh wait, is that the
that
electrocution thing?
I think so.
Yeah, I just drill holes.
Apparently Tomatoes took machine shop in high school and learned it there about the lubing.
Oh yeah, you gotta keep lubed up.
I hear you learn a lot about lubing in high school.
Yeah, sounds fun.
EDM, electric discharge machining.
Yes, I know that.
But Ben says it actually stands for electronic dance music.
Electronic dance music, yeah.
Are you gonna bust out your dance moves?
We actually have one child whose initials are EDM.
Yeah, that's true. Her initials are EDM, our last child, who is currently napping, and I probably should be napping too.
You should be napping.
Nap time.
Okay, do I think I can move this thing today? Maybe I should just get all the parts.
Infamous Turtle says large frames for TI bike. T1 bike or TI? I don't know if it's neither one. Matt Williamson says, hey, you're getting dirt bits on me.
Is that what he said? You're getting dirt bits on me?
It's been a while since I've checked in with you guys. I've watched your videos on and off through the years. Good to see you all doing well. How is the video game going?
Oh, I haven't done anything in a while. Although I have drawn a bunch of pictures of video game characters. I guess I should show those to some. Well, I need to make I don't know. I'm debating about whether I should make a video about the video game I'm making, because I don't want to jinx it. When you're doing something and kind of working on something, and you tell people about it, and then you kind of it's like your motivation gets distilled or something. Like, I don't know. I'll say something about it.
Tomatoes says high school back in the 80s was a different thing than these days. We actually learned something. Ian Newcomb says, look closely at little markings on older 80s and 90s mountain bikes. Some are titanium and often cheap.
Really? I don't know if I'm going to find one here, though.
Yeah.
We could import one. That wouldn't be that expensive. Although there might be an import tax for bicycles.
I don't think there is, unless they're electronic.
All right. Well, I kind of want to get this thing off here now.
Oh, well, you should.
Oh my god, it's so heavy.
Wow.
What the? Oh, this thing goes right through. Yeah, it's surprisingly heavy, actually. That end is. Ah, that's what it is. Wait a minute. Okay, let's get that thing. What's holding it on this end?
My wasp house. A big one. Hi, sweet girl.
Yeah, just don't come near this.
Yeah, don't come in here right now because you don't have shoes on and it's a bit of a mess and there's ants. John Schlick said, oh wait, I missed something. Whitebeard Adventure. Hey Dave, comment.
I need to get the belt out of here.
I like Brent's tool from Half-Ass Customs. He has a tool for making holes in metal. It is a giant punch. That sounds like something you've concocted.
I have made a giant punch once, yeah. When I built the dome in Vermont.
They actually featured that on the latest video of the dome.
The puncher?
Yeah.
Nice.
He was super fascinated with it.
Man, I use that punch a lot.
Tomatoes just mentioned that we have no problems with scammers posting in chat no more. Have you noticed that? Yeah.
I was like, get out of here, fools. You have no info. I don't have a big enough audience. If you get a low enough audience, scammers don't care. They're like, this isn't fun anymore.
John Schlick says Seattle has a number of custom bike makers, carbon fiber, titanium, and then Cycle Fab does interesting double-decker and Burning Man bikes. Oh, Rolfie's here.
Oh, hello, Rolfie.
This lighting makes me look so white. Oh, Laz is here. Hi, Laz. Hey, Zach. Is your mom with you? Okay. Do you guys come for a visit? Okay.
What, they came for a shovel?
Hi. Okay, I'll be back. I have to go talk to my neighbors.
Oh, okay, there we go.
You guys can watch Jaimie
That's what I
dismantle
needed
things.
to do. You get the freaking belt out. Funny, I forget how these things work. I forget how to get it apart. If I take this belt and stuff it up in the top, I should be able to get it off. And get it off. Man, how do you replace this belt? That's gonna be a pain in the butt. Alright. Oh, very exciting stuff. One of my favorite things in here is these little things. It's like a wasp house where they put their dead carcasses in there and eat them later. And I think some of them have baby wasps inside too. Yay! All right, I need to get a board going down here. Oh, did Shannon move the thing so no one can see? Do you know how to use that thing? I do know how to use this thing. Well, maybe I shouldn't say I know how to use it because I haven't used it in a while. But I have used it before, and once I start using it again, within 5 minutes, I'll be like, oh yeah, this goes here and that does that, and then I'll know how to use it. But yeah, right now I'm not sure how to use it. Well, this is this. Yeah, I know how that goes. And then that does, yeah, that does that. Wait, something's sticking, why? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to, okay, maybe I don't know how to use everything right now. But I will totally remember once I start doing it again. What are all these knobs? Wait, this one locks onto that. And this one. Okay. Yeah, anyway, I'll figure that out again later. I should move this. Oh, crap, it's stuck. Oh, no, wait, I just locked it. Oh, come on. Yeah. Something caught in there. Oh no, what have I done here? Okay, there we go. All right, let me talk for 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna have to go move this thing out of the way and get a board up there and make a ramp coming like right where this thing is, and then I can get it out the door and go that way. Get to the other end of the island and then take a right and get to the boat. I'm not good with sharpening drill bits. Who says that? You should get good. Pull up on the bottom lever to engage the auto feed. No, I don't. I have to disengage the auto feed so I can move it, right? I'm not good with sharpening drill bits, so I built an EDM though. I guess you don't need to be good at them if you build an electro-destroying machine. If you want to reduce the weight, take the traveler tool holder off as well. Yes! So this thing does not come off very easily. I was starting to do that, but I have to get this off, and these screws are not loosening very easily. I might, the problem is for me to get these screws off, I have to go get the keys for this, which I didn't bring. I brought a tool bag of stuff, but I did not bring the keys for this. So if I go to get those, that means I can't take this on that trip. So I'm gonna see if I can move this with, you know, the big thing still attached to it. If I can't though, then I'll have to go just take the stuff I have off now. It'll be an extra trip basically if I have to take that off. So I'm going to try to do it with leaving it on. I'll have to see how bad it is. I think I might be able to do it though. I'm going to drag it. I have two big long boards, like, wide boards that I cut out of a log, and I don't know, 8-10 feet long, 10 feet long, something like that. So I'll just drag this along one board. When I get to the end, I'll take the other board, put it at the end, and just, drag it along boards until I get it to the boat, and then drag it right onto the boat, take it to my house and drag it. Oh, there's going to be a lot of dragging, but I should be able to get it there. How heavy is that thing? Well, the entire thing is somewhere around 1,500 pounds. Like 700 kilograms. And I think the top piece is at least 500, and this bottom thing is somewhere around the same. I don't know. It's pretty heavy. But the thing is, I only have to move it once, and then it's there. I've been thinking about building a amphibious camper trike. Oh, that's cool. I actually have. I drew up plans to make one of those. Although it wasn't a trike, it was a two-wheeler, a bicycle. They can drive right into the water. But that sounds awesome. Can you demonstrate how to sharpen a drill bit? I should make a video about that. I can demonstrate real quick right now. I take an angle grinder and say this is the part that spins around. Then I'll take my drill bit. I should just make a video of this. I know I've showed it before, but it was years ago. I'll take the drill bit and I'll look at where the edge is and just line it up with there and just, and then turn it 180 degrees and then just touch it real quick. And just basically just match the surface on the top and just grinding it down a tiny bit to leave it, a sharp edge. Now that works if you're just sharpening it a tiny bit. Sometimes your drill bit gets, like a chip out of it, or for some reason the end is messed up, or like you get a cracked drill bit, like sometimes it'll actually break. So you have to like resharpen. Well, I mean, people usually just throw them out. But what I do, like sometimes you have like a jagged one, I'll just cut it off straight first. So I'll take my angle grinder and just make a flat thing. And then I'll just kind of try to get it to match what it was originally. But then the problem there is that the further down the drill bit you get, the fatter it is. So you might have to drill or grind this way. I need to make a video about that. If I don't make one soon, somebody remind me next week to make a video about how to sharpen drill bits. And it's one of those things where, like the first time you do it, it's like, what in the, this isn't gonna work right. And then you gotta do it a few times. And then once you do it a bunch of times, like now I can do it with almost not even looking. It's just like perfect, and I can get a really good edge, like really easily. But just because I've done it a bunch of times, the first few times I did it, I didn't do that good of a job. Is like government. Wait, drill doctor. I've never had a drill doctor. That's some little machine that sharpens your drill bits, but I've never had one. This is like government work. 60 people supervises. Jaimie does all the work. Do you have calipers? I think you mean calipers, like the things. I actually don't have calipers. I have the one. This might actually be called a caliper too, but I have the one that's like this. And not an electric one. It's you read the numbers on it, but it's not even good. It doesn't have the dial or anything. But I have kind of a crappy one of those. I should get a good one though. But I don't have one of the the measuring things like this. That's super useful because sometimes you can't get this in there. Half the people will have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh, have you hurt your shoulder? It looks like a bruise. No. Well, that's dirt. Oh, that's dirt too. This is all dirt. This on my face is dirt. Yeah, I've been working on this lathe back here. And I just rubbed my face. I'm gonna get dirtier. Yeah, I have currently no bruises as far as I know. Do I have any bruises? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'm in pretty good condition right now. Everything's good. I have a couple cuts on my knuckles, but nothing serious. Dial calipers, I should say. Yes, dial calipers. I need to get some dial calipers. That would be super useful. Yeah, amphibious camper trike. That does sound cool, dude. If you start making some drawings, we want to see that. And like, if you actually make one, you got to make a video of it and show it. That would be awesome. A lot of dragon. Yes, I'm going to be doing a lot of dragon today. Dragon. I actually have my dragon wagon right there. I'm not going to use my bulldozer because it can't get through very far because Deshaina's Island has all kinds of gardens and stuff. Where are you moving it to? Oh, I'm moving the lathe to my house, which is on a different island. Deshaina and I live on different islands. They're very close to each other. Like I can yell at her from mine and she can hear me. So they're not far or anything. But we do much better when we are not in the same space because Deshaina and I don't get along with each other. Like we oh, people always think so many crazy things when I say that. Everything's fine though. We've never gotten along with each other, like even when we first met. Like we had kids together because it worked out really well in a lot of like very utilitarian ways, not because we actually get along with each other. And when we had kids, we actually wrote a little contract that said we would always live near each other and raise our kids together, knowing that we wouldn't want to live with each other because she's crazy. She'd say the same thing about me though, so whatever. Have you ever heard of a stone boat? It's a really low sled with steel runners for moving large stone. Yeah, actually. The one time I had to move, I should tell this story. Yeah, there's one time I had to move really big stones, like, I don't know, several tons. And this is how we did it. Let me see if I can find some visual aids here. Oh, come on, there's gotta be some visual aids here. Oh, it was so cool how we did it. Okay, we had this huge block of stone. I think it was like 12 feet long and like 4 feet wide and like a foot tall, like really heavy block of stone. And we didn't have to move it a huge distance, but like, I don't know, 30, 40 meters or something. We had to like move it, go around a corner, move it, get it into position. There was a fair bit of, moving it to get it in the right spot. And it was with my friend and he was like, dude, we're not going to be able to move this thing. It's like impossible. So I came up with this idea. We got 3 4x4s. 4x4s are, 4-inch by 4-inch square pieces, square boards. And at one end, and they were long enough to go like, come on, visual aids. Okay, say this is the stone, except it was way bigger than this. They were long enough to go like across the stone. So I could put 3 of these 4x4s. And at one end of the 4x4s, we drilled a hole straight through that way and straight through this way, like, I don't know, like 1.25 inch hole-ish. And then we took steel strapping and wrapped it around and screwed it in just to reinforce this whole area where it had the holes. And then someone's already gonna know what's going on here. And then we stuck these 4x4s under the rocks, which we did by using crowbars, like really long crowbars to get one end up and get the 4x4s under. But we got the 3 4x4s under the rock, and then we had steel pipes that were like as tall as us anyway. Now they weren't even pipes; they were steel rods, like solid steel rods. And we'd put one into the 4x4, and I'd put one into the back one, and he put one into the front one, and then we'd pull, and it would take the 4x4 and turn it, like one quarter revolution. And the rock we were moving was so heavy that as we got it up onto the corners of the 4x4, as it was coming back down, like we had to fight to keep it from just slapping down. It was like, you gotta let it down real slow, and pull up really hard. And then take the pipe out, get it in the next hole in the 4x4, and just. And it took us like an hour or so to move this whole rock and, get it around a corner and get it into place. But we got it there and everything was really good. And it was at this guy's school. It was actually at Yale. He was going to Yale for grad school for architecture. And his idiot professor was there. And the entire time, this moron, who's supposed to be, a really smart guy because he's at this fancy school as a professor and, he's a teacher. He's supposed to be disseminating all this amazing knowledge and information. He was just like, the whole time, what are you guys doing? It's not gonna work. You don't know what you're doing. You have any idea what you're doing? There's no way that's gonna work. And like the whole time, everything we did, we were there for a few days, like manipulating this rock, getting it into position the whole time. And then finally at the end, he's like, you got lucky, I guess. Oh, it's ridiculous. Liberal arts education. Ugh. I might as well tell you what the other thing he was haranguing us about. So it was this big, so we wanted a big rectangle piece of rock to go at the front of the house to be like a step. So we wanted like 4 feet across, like a little over, like 1.5 meters almost, and then something like 10 or 12 feet long. And then, it was like a foot thick. But the rock we got from the quarry that my friend got really cheap, it wasn't that shape. It was like a triangle shape. So we had to cut off a chunk there and cut off a chunk there. And the way we did it, like it's a thick piece of rock. And they deliver it in this huge truck, plopped it there. And the guy said, I don't know how you guys are going to do anything with this, but good luck. And he left. So we got this like several ton rock sitting there. And this teacher is like, what the hell are you guys going to do with that thing? And they're like, I'm just like, oh God, would you shut up? I'm like, dude, how do you go to school and like listen to these stupid teachers? Anyway, so I was like, here's what we do. You have a rock drill. We drill holes, into the rock. And then we take rebar and we grind the end so it's a little tapered so it'll barely fit in the hole. And we put them all in the holes all the way down. And he had all this stuff available. He had a rock drill and he had a bunch of rebar he could use. So we stuck rebar into these holes. And then we'd pound one with a sledgehammer, then the next one, then the next one. And we just bang, 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 bang. And the whole time, this idiot professor's like, there's no way that's going to crack in the right place. There's no way that's going to crack in the right place. You guys don't know what you're doing. You guys are a bunch of idiots. You think you can just come out here and just do that and it's going to work. And then like an hour and a half later, after we've been pounding on this thing with a sledgehammer with these holes, that side just boop, came off. And the guy's like, whoa, you got lucky on that one. And then we did the exact same thing over here. And he's like, oh, you think that's going to work twice in a row? Oh, you can't get lucky that many times. And then we did the exact same thing. 20 minutes later, boop, cracked off. Then we had a rectangular piece of wood. And then we start doing the 4x4 thing to move it. This idiot professor, oh, it's not going to work. Oh, you don't know what you're doing. Then we get it into place. Oh, you're lucky. Oh, you're lucky. Oh, what a waste of education that was. But that was a pretty cool project that he was doing that we got down there. Anyway, what else we got going on here? Hand sharpening is what I learned. How do you sharpen your hands? Do you well, okay, seriously. Do you sharpen the drill bits like on a stone or on a, you can't do it on a file. They won't be hard enough, right? I hate drilling stainless steel so hard. Yeah, just keep sharpening your bits. Like just presume that every few holes you got to sharpen them again. And don't wait till you really have to sharpen it, because then you're going to have to sharpen it a lot, because you're going to like melt the end of the drill bit and you'll like really screw up the end. So you have to sharpen, like grind a bunch of metal down. Just presume like every 3 or 4 holes you have to resharpen your bits, and just, even if you don't need it, just sharpen them real quick, just a little bit, and you'll have no problems. And drill your stainless slow with lots of lube. With I just use motor oil. I love hand sharpening drills. All those drill doctors things are dumb. Hand sharpening is better. I've never had a drill doctor, so I have no idea. This guy says, yeah, you only had to move it once last time you moved that thing also, right? Yeah, so I had to move the lathe once to get it here. And now I'm going to move it 2 more times, but each time is less distance. When I moved it here, that was like an all-day thing. That was a pretty long move. And now I'm gonna move it to my island and put it in my house, and then that's not gonna be that huge an ordeal. Oh, I have to get it up a hill though. It is really heavy. I had difficulty getting the mill up the hill. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then the last time I move it is when I build a workshop that's separate from my house, but that's gonna be like close, so it's not gonna have to go far. I'm probably gonna have a really nice path that I can put the thing on wheels and just wheel it right there. So each time I have to move it, it'll be less. And once I get it into the workshop, that doesn't exist yet. That'll be it. It won't move again after that. It'll stay there until everyone's dead and no one uses it anymore. I don't know. Let's see. I bought a drill doctor once, took it back the next day. Garbage. I would love videos about tool maintenance with an emphasis on do-it-yourself and using minimal equipment. Too many channels just say, go buy a drill doctor. Pff, garbage. Yeah, totally. Oh, I know what you mean. I mean, like anytime, like if you want to do stuff yourself and you don't want to just buy everything all the time, it's so hard to find any information. Like one of the reasons I don't care about having the internet at my house, although now I'm going to get it, but whatever, is because I can never find what I'm looking for. Like whatever I'm looking for is always stuff that's like, you know, about doing something for yourself, not buying something. And it's like impossible to find the information most of the time. You have a micrometer. No, I wish I did. I mean, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the micrometer, this thing. But mine is not, I could not measure micrometers with it. Because it doesn't have, you know, the dial. It doesn't have specific or really fine-tuned readouts or anything. Turning threads is hard for me to do. I've actually never turned threads. Like you're talking about on a lathe, right? Like turning threads, like putting threads on a rod or something. Yeah, I've never done that. I've only done it with, you know, tap and die stuff. Or a few times I've made threads in stuff with a file just by hand, which is kind of crazy. You can do it. Put it on your wish list, Jaimie. I will buy it for you. Oh, Tomaters, can you recommend a micrometer? Because like, or should I just go on Amazon and just find whatever has a good reviews? If anyone has any recommendations on a micrometer that I should get, that would be great because I don't really know anything about who makes a good one. I was thinking of using IBC crates for the bones and the bladders for the skin. He's talking about something I don't know. Oh, Mr. McGruver apparently has videos on his channel about cargo bites that he's built. That's cool. I think there's a whole conversation going on there that I missed. I have a neighbor like this at a rental of mine. He is a contractor and is constantly negative about the work I'm doing there. Oh, yeah, so many people. It's like anytime you want to do anything outside of normal, it's like there's always just this lineup of clowns. I'm just going to call them clowns. We're just like, you don't know what you're doing. It's not going to work. Well, you just got lucky that time. You just wait. You just wait. You know, luck's going to come and run out and you're going to hurt yourself and kill yourself. Which makes me think of the Mosquito Coast. So everybody who watches this channel probably knows the movie Mosquito Coast, because the beginning of the movie is very similar to, you know, me and what I've done. You know, it's Harrison Ford is living in the United States with his family. He's like on a farm kind of thing. And he's just saying like, America's turned to garbage, you know, but saying a lot of the same stuff I do, you know, and decides to move to Central America. And actually in the movie, they moved not far from here because they were talking about going down the coast to Panama. So they must not have been that far from here. But anyway, so he's this, you know, this genius inventor who people are always saying, oh, he's crazy, he's crazy. And this guy who doesn't like him, who's one of those guys, says, you be careful, kids. That father of yours is going to get you killed one day. And to anyone who's actually like that guy, the inventor, it's just like, why? Why? Because I'm different. Why does that mean I'm going to kill my whole family someday? But sure enough, halfway through the movie, after the guy's taken his family to Central America and set up this amazing community and done all this stuff and started inventing, he just goes crazy and just freaking bonkers. Like he just loses his mind and just plummets downhill and just almost gets his whole family killed. And the whole time I watched it, I watched it when I was a kid a long time ago, but I didn't really remember that well. But I watched it the other day and I was just like, the second half of this movie is just garbage. Because all it is the propaganda of, anyone who does anything different, it's going to end bad. So if I take that message, then, everything I'm doing here, everything I've set up, all the work I've done to, create all this stuff and create all this happiness and, all the, just create a good life for my family. It's all going to come crashing down because I'm crazy and I'm doing stuff that's unusual. It means I'm crazy and I'm dangerous. So I'm going to kill everyone. And all the off-grid movies are like that. It's so like, but that's not how it works in real life. That dude who's genius, the character that Harrison Ford was playing, he wouldn't just suddenly get stupid and need his ice to be seen by people who are going to think it's magical jewels because suddenly his ego just can't handle the happiness anymore. Anyway, there are so many problems with that movie after that point. And just because you're different does not mean you're crazy and going to get everyone killed. It just doesn't make any sense. You're a fantastic storyteller. Oh, that makes me happy. Thanks, man, because I don't know how I'm doing here. That's great to get some feedback. Thank you very much. You have pipe, you have netting. Make a sling with 2 pipes and netting and drag all the way. Pipes and netting. What am I dragging? I can't drag that. Must be talking about someone else. Oh, you can't move that. You don't know what you were doing. Blah, blah, blah. I hate those guys. Yeah, those guys are ridiculous. And you know what? The annoying thing is all those naysayers and poopy heads, like they function totally fine in the ridiculous society we have going right now, which is unfortunate because they should be getting negative feedback. Like, this is one of the things I love about living here is I don't have all that artificial society around me, all the artificial feedback. Like living in the wilderness, you get like rational, sensible feedback that is not biased. It's just like it's just the real stuff. And in this kind of environment, if you are creative and imaginative and thinking outside the box, trying to figure things out and trying new things, you end up getting a lot more benefit than what you lose in terms of, you might waste some resources here and there by trying something that doesn't work, but you end up with a lot more benefit from the things you learn and figure out to be able to do from making those mistakes. But, back in the world, in civilization, there's so much, what's the word? Pressure. There's so much pressure to never make a mistake, to never try anything. And it's really unfortunate because that is what we have to do that. Once we stop trying to do things, we might as well be dead. Once we stop trying to make some kind of progress, there's no point in being alive anymore. At that point, you're just floating around waiting to die. What's the point of that? Like what's the point of life if you're not trying to somehow make it better? And that actually reminds me of a concept that was mentioned in the Mosquito Coast. So the dad who has gone crazy at this point and has gotten himself shot and their house is destroyed and their second house is destroyed. And basically they're just in terrible situation. The dad is saying, no, we need to go upstream because dead things go downstream. You know, living things go upstream. So we need to keep going upstream. And at that point, it's just the context in which he's saying that is just crazy. Even though it's a completely sane concept in generally speaking. Living things try to make progress and keep going and, you know, try to get somewhere. They're trying to go upstream. And dead things go downstream.
Go get it.
But obviously you can't do that if you've been shot and it's just destructive. Anyway, what do you want, Deshana?
So they're trying to charge Abraham $1,300 for a 4 horsepower motor.
Oh, don't tell him not to buy that. Hold on. So I have a friend who's just come. He's actually someone who's been watching these videos for a while. I wonder what did he tell you what his name is on here?
It's Abraham.
It's Abraham?
Mhm.
Okay. Has he watched any of the lives?
Yeah, he's been on. Oh, he's watched a bunch of mine. I'm pretty sure.
Anyway,
pictures, but...
he's one of the guys who watches these. Anyway, he's here now, supposedly to stay. Hopefully, seems like a pretty cool guy. And Deshane is telling me that someone's trying to charge him too much money for a bow motor. Yeah, don't buy that. Just tell him not to worry about getting a motor like as soon as possible. There's no rush, you know. You can paddle around for a while, and if he needs to go to town, like I go to town every couple weeks or whatever.
Right, I think he just wants to be independent.
He wants to get going.
No, I think also he just really would like to be independent.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
He wants to get going.
Also, he needs to ask you some questions about the solar panels.
All right.
Pricing for that. So.
Well, I need to go talk to him. And did his solar panels come today?
No, that's why he wants to talk to you because they're supposed to be coming, but he wants to confirm pricing.
All right. I gotta go talk about some solar panels, and I hope everyone's having a good day. And yes, yes, this guy saw Vasco Zuzus. Saw Mosquito Coast. It's anti-Jaimie propaganda. Told my brother to watch your movie since we didn't like the movie because of the ending. Yeah, I mean, another movie is Captain Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic,
I think it's Captain Fantastic.
Captain Fantastic. It was the guy who played in Lord of the Rings, the King. Viggo Mortensen. If you look up Viggo Mortensen movies about anyway, the movie starts with him living with his kids out in the woods, like off grid, you know, like wild animals. And they have this amazing life. And the first, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes of the movie shows like just this all like they're this rich lifestyle they've created. And then the entire rest of the movie is like basically saying, don't ever do this because it's all going to fall apart. And you're bad people. You know, yeah, there's so many movies of that. And that is actually one of the reasons or one of the motivations I had for making my movie. Like I was like, someone needs to make a movie that's going to have a positive outcome for this whole, you know, wilderness living off grid kind of thing. Because like, and another reason is that I couldn't find any movies where anything is created. Like so many movies, everything is destroyed. Like any of the superhero movies, just everything is destroyed. And just most movies today, everything gets destroyed. It's so hard to find any movies where something is created. Like you start at the beginning of the movie, and at the end of the movie, there's more, not less. All right, I better go help with this stuff. Oh wait, Rain Assist digital caliper 6-inch, 150 millimeter, all stainless. 4 to 5 stars. Okay, Okay, I better go.
I'll just.
Everybody have a marvelous.
I'll check through them if you want. Go talk to
Brown and Sharp Star are good names for machinist tools.
Oh, you're at the end.
Yeah, this is the end.
Okay.
I have so many ideas running through my head that sometimes I have trouble sleeping at night. Do you have that problem? Well, yes, I do. Yeah, I mean.
Here, look, I'll follow you back to the house. Just get up.
Yeah,
start walking.
There's so much I want to do, and I know there's no way I'm gonna get to the end of my life and feel like I'm done.
Come on, come this way.
All right.
Come on.
I guess I gotta get my boards over here. No, you need to.
I'll get that in a minute. Just come to the house. Don't take my cord. Okay, just walk back to the house.
You walk back to the house. Abram! What's the story with the solar panels?
Okay, you were saying bye.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
I did say bye.
Okay, I'm gonna push the button.
Okay, bye.
Hold
Bye,
on,
everyone.
everyone say bye. I'm turning off the thing. It's not videoing you
How are
guys.
you?
Bye guys.
Terribly good. I like your
Go outside.
your headless guy.